if you are a software engineer who is required to support web applications that are rendered in the Firefox browser, you might have come across a peculiar issue, or will in the future run across a peculiar issue with the CSS transform property. First, let's take a look at this simple JavaScript application in the Chrome browser where it is rendering correctly. So this is a very basic application where we have a card type user interface in a DOM element, and we're just repeating it. We are using the transform CSS property to rotate each card element on the x-axis, which is to say the horizontal axis, rotating the card left to right, or right to left, whatever you want it to be. And the point here is to match each vehicle behind each cart with the matching vehicle. And I think you get the idea. So in Chrome and in every other browser except for Firefox, the CSS behavior is correct. So now I am in Firefox with the exact same application. As you can see here, when I click, you see how the front of the card is still being rendered, is covering up the actual vehicle. See what I mean there? Again, in Firefox, if I were to inspect the card element, I would see that I have this property called Backface-Visibility hidden. In Firefox, it is being ignored. But if I were to inspect this in Chrome or in other browser other than Firefox, you can see that these browsers are respecting the backface visibility property hidden value. See that? So this issue has been reported to the Mozilla Foundation, who makes the Firefox browser, a while now. And for various reasons, which I shall not discuss in this video, Mozilla has decided to keep Firefox the way that it is. And it's debatable whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. But in any event, I am going to show you how to properly apply a fix to get our application working correctly in this video. Let's take a look at our code. So the code that applies to the front of the card and the back of the card, and that's critical in this fix, we have the backface visibility hidden property and value. And like I said earlier, Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, Opera, Brave, it respects this rule, except for Firefox. In Firefox, we have to explicitly apply the transform property, rotated on the x-axis, which I explained earlier in the video, on the horizontal axis, to 0 degree. 0 degree meaning that we do not want to tilt or rotate the card itself. Obviously, if you want to turn the card upside down, for whatever reason, you would apply 180 degrees, right? But here, we do not want any tilt. We save. So let's go back to Firefox and try this again. As you can see there, it's being rendered correctly now. Let's go back to Chrome to make sure that it's still working properly as before. And it does, as you can see. Let's do a quick inspection on the card to make sure our newly applied rule is there. As you can see, there is there, of course, it's not being rotated, so it's going to be ignored. And of course, the back because since it's not rotated, this rule is applied. So the thing to keep in mind here for this fix is that you have to apply this rule to both the front and the back of the card. Like so. Here I apply, the rules are applied to both the front selector as well as the card back selector. And I have the transform and rotate property value applied there. So you might be wondering why there is this discrepancy. I mean, isn't Firefox and Chrome both WebKit's browser? Well, in 2013, over 10 years ago, Google forked their own version of WebKit. So the two browsers have diverged. Currently, the engine behind Firefox is actually Gecko. I mean, so now they're no longer the same. That's like saying, yeah, at one point in time, Portuguese and French were based on the Latin language, but now the two languages are not exactly intelligible. I mean, there are some common phrases and words, but the two languages are completely different. Okay? So now, if you enjoy this type of video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you next time with some more great content. Thank you for watching.